So, you all ready for the big day, Trace?
Oh, I tell you, Mrs. Claus will be really proud of me, Alice. I bought me Christmas cards on Boxing Day last year. I got all my presents in the January sales. I started my Christmas cake in February. I wrapped all the presents during lockdown. Started on the mince pies in August. I did the mulled wine around October, which, actually think about it, that's when I started boiling my sprouts.
Goodness, you are ahead of the game.
Well, better ahead of the game than on it, as my mother used to say. What about you then? How much have you done?
Well, broadly speaking, nothing-ish.
Nothing?
No.
Not really Christmas cards?
No.
Done your festive food shop?
No.
Wrapped a present?
No.
Bought a present?
No.
What?
Well, if I did all of that, what would 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve be all about?
Alistair Lumia, I am shocked. You're normally the prim, super organised one.
Well, generally, but I'm also gender fluid, and if I didn't adhere to at least some male stereotypes, I think my membership might lapse. Which is why you'll find me on Christmas Eve in guy mode, old coat, jeans, need of a shave, hair a mess, racing round town, throwing seemingly random grocery items into a trolley at Sainsbury's and praying for the pubs to open. But don't worry, because come Christmas morning, you will find me back in a nice pretty house dress, with a nice stiff starched frilly apron, hair all done, makeup perfect, peeling sprouts like it's 1952. So, you're all prepped and ready then, I take it?
Oh yeah, there's just the turkey to cook, which has got to be done properly, believe you me.
You ever had a case of salmonella?
Oh no, we don't really like the Italian wines at Christmas.
No, I meant, food poisoning.
Oh no, I cook my turkey to the bone. Otherwise my fella'd have a right hissy fit.
So your husband likes his turkey well cooked then, does he?
Yeah, he likes a nice big bird with the giblets on the outside.
Oh, that's terribly convenient.
Isn't it just? And the uses we found for a turkey baster, honestly. It's enough to make a girl's head spin.
Well, you must tell me a little bit about how that works later. Oh, do you also do your balls on the outside?
Alice, it's very personal for pre-watershed.
No, I meant, your festive stuffing.
Well, now I've heard it called everything. Oh, you mean me sage and onions. Oh yes, in a baking tray with a nice big parsnip.
Stop it, you're making my mouth water. But tell you what, have you ever had chestnuts roasting on an open fire?
I once fell asleep in front of the radiator with a short frock on, if that counts.
Not entirely certain. Tell you what, shall we have some more acts?
Let's.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe helps to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh.
That was the second of 3 numbers by the delightful Jenna and Rachel. Next up, we have long-time friend of Pride, the very strange Mr. Dave Hughes. Dave is currently choosing to identify as a vicar. I mean, he isn't one, but it's just a thing. We try not to question it. But he's here with a little festive story, the wonderful and slightly strange Mr. Dave Hughes.
King John's Christmas by A. A. Milne. King John was not a good man. He had his little ways, and sometimes no one spoke to him for days and days and days. And men who came across him while walking in the town gave him a supercilious stare or passed with noses in the air, and bad King John stood dumbly there, blushing beneath his crown. King John was not a good man, and no good friends had he. He stayed in every afternoon, but no one came to tea. And round about December, the cards upon his shelf, which wished him lots of Christmas cheer and fortune in the coming year, were never from his near and dear, but always from himself. King John was not a good man, yet had his hopes and fears. They had given him no present now for years and years and years, but every year at Christmas, while minstrels stood about, collecting tribute from the young for all the songs they might have sung, he stole away upstairs and hung a hopeful stocking out. King John was not a good man. He lived his life aloof. Alone he thought a message out while climbing up the roof. He wrote it down and propped it against the chimney stack. To all and sundry, near and far, F. Christmas in particular, and signed it not Johannes R., but very humbly, Jack. I want some crackers, and I want some candy. I know a box of chocolates would come in handy. I don't mind oranges. I do like nuts. And I should like a pocket knife that really cuts. And oh, Father Christmas, if you love me at all, bring me a big, red, India rubber ball. King John was not a good man. He wrote this message out, and gat him to his room again, descending by the spout. And all that night he lay there, a prey to hopes and fears. I think that's him a-coming now. Anxiety bedewed his brow. He'll bring one present anyhow, the first I've had in years. Forget about the crackers, and forget about the candy. I know a box of chocolates would never come in handy. I don't like oranges, I don't want nuts, and I have got a pocket knife that almost cuts. But oh, Father Christmas, if you love me at all, bring me a big red India rubber ball. King John was not a good man. Next morning, when the sun rose up to tell a waiting world that Christmas had begun, and people seized their stockings and opened them with glee, and crackers, toys, and games appeared, and lips with sticky sweets were smeared, King John said grimly, as I feared, nothing again for me. I did want crackers, and I did want candy. I know a box of chocolates would come in handy. I do love oranges. I did want nuts. I haven't got a pocket knife, not one that cuts. And oh, Father Christmas, if he'd loved me at all, would have brought me a big red India rubber ball. King John stood by the window and frowned to see below the happy bands of boys and girls all playing in the snow. A while he stood there watching and envying them all, when through the window, big and red, there hurtled by his royal head and bounced and fell upon the bed an India rubber ball. And oh, Father Christmas, my blessings on you fall for bringing him a big red India rubber ball.
Next up, we have the first of 2 songs from singer-songwriter Susie Kramer. This is a little number about being slightly different at Christmas.
Equal rights for goths! Equal rights for goths! Santa sacked me for wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sacked me for wearing black on the front page. It's about that time of year when the days are getting short. A goth runs out of money, overspent at Halloween. So I responded to the ad on Santa.com for winter loving, nimble-fingered, speedy parcel folk. I passed the fitness test, the numeracy and the rest. I showed up at midnight and was told, "Hey Sabrina, put this on." Well, I don't do green and red or pointy hats with bells. I'm head to toe in black, makeup straight from hell. So I refused point blank, well I just wouldn't be myself. Where in the law of Christmas does it say you can't be a goth and an elf? Santa sack me wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sack me for wearing black on the front page. Equal rights don't mean a thing, it's all about that Christmas bling. Santa sack me for wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sack me for wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sack me for wearing black on the front page. Equal rights don't mean a thing, it's all about that Christmas bling. Santa sack me for wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sack me for wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sack me for wearing black on the front page. Equal rights don't mean a thing, it's all about that Christmas bling. Santa sack me for wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sack me for wearing black, it's an outrage. Santa sack me for wearing black on the front page. Equal rights don't mean a thing, it's all about that Christmas bling. Santa sack me for wearing black, it's a bloody disgrace.